Hello? Who is it?
Hi, Marlene, it's me, Denise. Would you be able to let me in? My arms are aching from carrying all these bags. Oh, these bags are so heavy. Oh, by the way, Marlene, weren't you supposed to be going to some kind of exercise class this evening? I wasn't sure whether to ring the bell or not, or just type in the password and come in directly, but I went with the bell in the end, just in case one or both of you were at home.
Ah, well, because your father-in-law decided not to go to golf today, I decided to stay at home with him.
But you said you were looking forward to that class, didn't you? It was going to be your first time, and you said you were excited to be trying something new. You should have just gone anyway.
How could I do such a thing and leave my husband all alone at home? Oh, what's all this?
It's some stuff I brought from my dad's place. He says hi, by the way. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Is it okay if I quickly grab a glass of water?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Is Bruce in his study like usual?
Yes, he is.
I'll knock on the door and quickly say hi to him. Hi, Bruce. It's me, Denise.
Oh, hi, Denise.
I'll just carry on chatting with Marlene in the kitchen, okay?
Yeah, sure.
By the way, Marlene,
Yes?
did Bruce eat his lunch in his study today? There was a lingering smell of food as I passed by the door.
Oh, yes, he normally eats his lunch in his study. He likes to read while he eats, and it's more comfortable for him to do it in there.
Ah, okay, I see. But,
What is it?
well, I just find it a little strange that you both have free time and you're both at home, but you choose to eat separately.
Oh, your father-in-law just feels awkward around women, that's all. He never says more than a few words to you, does he?
Even if that is the case, you two have been living together for 33 years now. And you're his wife. You literally have a child together. How can he possibly feel awkward around you?
It's not just that, you know. He's a very learned man, and he likes to spend all day in his study surrounded by his books. He's a neurologist, you know. He's not just any old doctor. He needs to dedicate lots of time to his research. He's always so engrossed in his studies that sometimes he even forgets to eat.
But still, you decided not to go to your class just because Bruce decided that he wasn't going to golf today. Surely he should at least make a little time for you, knowing that you've canceled something you enjoy in order to spend more time at home.
Oh, it's fine. He's doing his research. I wouldn't want to disturb him. When I brought his lunch in today, he didn't even realize that it was already lunchtime. He was so absorbed in what he was reading. Honestly, if I didn't feed him, he would probably just waste away in there. By the way, what's all this? Oh, you really didn't have to go to the trouble of bringing all this nice stuff. These are really good quality condiments.
I know you're very choosy about what you cook with, so I made a special effort to pick out the ones that I thought you would like.
Well, that's very lovely. Oh, and what's this?
These are sweet potatoes that my dad has been growing in his vegetable garden. They're in season, so they should be really tasty.
I suppose it is fall already. Your dad really has been absorbed in his gardening since he moved out to the countryside, hasn't he? It seems like he's always having such a good time.
Yes, he thinks the gardener's life is very romantic. When he heads to his garden, he always says, "Goodbye, city, I'm heading back to nature now."
Well, it seems like your father is more interested in women than he is in nature, if you ask me. How come he has so many girlfriends?
What do you mean girlfriends?
When I went to that barbecue he held in his garden during the summer, I was so taken aback by how many women were there.
Ah, well, I'm very sorry if my dad's friends made you feel uncomfortable in any way that day, Marlene.
Well, I suppose he can invite whoever he wants to a barbecue that he's hosting, so I wasn't uncomfortable per se. I was just a little surprised at the number of women there. It made me wonder that perhaps they weren't all just your father's friends, and they were actually all his lovers.
Marlene, I told you at the time, and I will tell you again now. Those women are just friends of my dad's who happen to be female, that's all.
Well, it didn't seem that way to me.
What do you mean by that?
There was that one lady called Julie or Julia or something like that who runs a gallery in the city who was chatting to me in the kitchen, and she said that she would love to marry your dad if she could.
Julia? Yeah, she likes my dad, but my dad doesn't like her back.
You knew about this woman?
Well, yes, she makes her feelings pretty obvious.
Then why did you say she was just a friend who happens to be female?
Because that's how my dad thinks of her.
Are you really saying that she just has a one-sided crush on your dad, and he doesn't reciprocate her feelings at all?
Yes, that seems to be the case.
I'm sorry to say this, but your dad doesn't exactly look like the kind of guy that multiple women would be dangling after, if I'm brutally honest.
Well, no one really knows exactly what goes on between a man and a woman except the two people involved. Relationships are complicated, but men and women can just be friends, you know. Although he probably should tell poor Julia that he isn't going to marry her and make sure she doesn't have any false hope.
Is your dad really that popular with women? To the extent that he has that many female friends to invite to a barbecue?
Yes, he is popular with women. But he also has lots of male friends as well. Basically, he's popular with everyone. I'm not just saying this because he's my dad, but he just has this inherent charm about him that makes people want to be friends with him.
Why on earth is he so popular when he looks like a short, plumpy, lumpy red sausage and carries himself in a way that makes it obvious that he doesn't even have a shred of dignity? Well, I'm sure he enjoys getting under the covers with plenty of these female friends of his.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't make comments like that about my dad's personal life, Marlene.
Well, I've lived with your father-in-law for the past 30-odd years, so I don't really know that much about other men. The only places he ever goes are the golf club and the hospital, and as far as I know, he doesn't have a social life outside of his golfing friends. So a man like your dad is quite an alien specimen to me.
Well, that's because your husband is just a big lump of ice with no personality and no interests outside of his work. No women would be interested in approaching a man who has so little to say for himself. And to be honest, I can't even say with confidence that Marlene knows that much about her own husband, since they spend most of the day in separate rooms without interacting with each other. You can hardly call this a marriage. I hope my relationship doesn't end up becoming like theirs. Well, I'd better get going now, Marlene. It's Monday tomorrow, so I need to get ready for a new week at work. I still need to sort out a lot of things around the new house as well. A lot of our things are still in boxes.
You've been at the new house for almost 10 days now. Have you still not unpacked everything yet?
Yes, everything is still a little messy.
Well, still, it's very nice that you moved so nearby. It'll be great to see your faces more often. We can eat together regularly and share things with each other.
The only drawback is that both of us now have a longer commute to work, so we have to wake up much earlier in order to make it in time.
Well, if you don't want to wake up early, that problem can be solved by going to bed a couple of hours earlier, can't it? Honestly, I hope you're not skipping out on your duties around the house as a wife because you're too tired from work. You're so devoted to your work that you barely ever seem to be at home.
Well, you don't get paid money for nothing, do you? You need to put in effort at work and earn your keep.
Well, I know you're probably just leeching off my son's salary anyway, so there's probably not much point in you going out to work.
Wow, She really hates that I'm out there earning money for myself to the point that she refuses to even acknowledge it.
When is Randy getting back from his business trip, by the way?
Gets back on Wednesday.
He's always away on business, huh? His company is always ordering him to go to this corner or that corner of the country. Not that he has a comfy, warm, clean home and a nice homemaker of a wife waiting for him when he gets back. So I'm sure he's glad to be staying away for long periods of time.
Marlene, I'm leaving now, okay?
Oh, did you take offense at that, huh?
Honestly, she really doesn't have anything nice to say to me, does she? Unless I become the perfect little self-sacrificing traditional housewife, she's never gonna be happy with me, is she?
Oh, I'm not feeling too great. I'm just gonna take some pills really quickly.
Are you still taking those pills regularly?
To be honest, I don't think I'll ever really get over what I went through with my divorce. I might end up having to take these pills for the rest of my life. Anyway, enough about me. Let's talk more about you. You were talking about your relationship dynamic. So do you and your husband go half and half on everything? Rent, bills, groceries, eating out, etc., etc.?
Well, yes, of course we do.
And you don't even know exactly what your husband does for work.
Do I really need to know all the ins and outs of it?
Okay, fair enough. If it's not important to you, it's not important to you. Does he not give you any money to spend on yourself?
Why would he do that? I'm not his child. I don't need pocket money.
He doesn't give you any spending money. That's quite surprising, you know. This doesn't seem right to me. As you know, I'm quite the expert on dating. I was even married for 3 years and everything.
Yes, I know, you're very experienced.
I've even been called the goddess of dating, or Dr. Dates before. You've got to admit it, I do give pretty good advice, don't I?
Yes, of course you do. Everyone is envious of how you're able to have such a passionate relationship again after your divorce. You would think you're in your 20s again. Being with him seems to have given you a new lease on life.
Now, there's no need to bring my age into this. Anyway, we've gone off topic. What were we talking about? Oh, yes. Well, in a relationship, they say that a woman should both give her heart and her body.
Right, yes, of course.
And a man should give his heart, his body, and his money. That's how a man demonstrates his true love.
Oh, really? I've never heard anyone say anything like that before.
Well, I'm saying it to you right now. Men need to show how much they love you through their actions.
My husband does show me how much he loves me through his actions. He's always doing little acts of service for me.
No. I'm not talking about those kinds of actions. I'm talking about the action of getting cash out of his wallet and spending it on you. I understand that in this day and age, young people like to go pretty 50-50 with their finances, and I think that's great. But I also think he should be putting aside a little extra money for you to treat yourself with.
I don't think so. I make enough money to treat myself if I want to. I prefer for us to keep our finances separate and not spend too much on each other.
I'm sorry if I upset you with something I said.
With all due respect, Renee, I feel like you're being a little condescending. I never asked for you to give me relationship advice.
I'm being condescending. All I'm doing is drawing on my superior experience to impart useful knowledge to you. Honestly, you'll thank me one day. You need to up your domestic game as well, you know. When you threw that housewarming party the other week, all the food you served was takeout. Not a single dish was homemade. Be honest with me. You're a terrible cook, aren't you?
I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. I already have my mother-in-law nagging at me constantly for not being a good little housemaker. I don't need you on my case about it as well. Anyway, where did all our male coworkers go?
They've probably all gone outside to smoke. This place is fancy and they make you go all the way around the back if you want to smoke so that you don't ruin their image.
Ah, I see. That explains why they're taking so long. I thought they'd gone home without even telling us.
If I were them, I'd just quit smoking already. It's way too much more trouble than it's worth.
You really do manage to be condescending about absolutely everything.
Hey! Why do you have to attack me like that again?
Why won't you introduce us to this boyfriend of yours, by the way? I don't understand why you're being so secretive about your relationship.
Oh, he's just a bit of a shy guy, that's all.
He can't be that shy if he's messaging you constantly all day, every day. Your phone is always pinging at work, and you're always looking at it and giggling like a little girl. The whole office knows about your relationship now. When does he even find the time to work if he's able to be blowing your phone up all day, every day?
Huh, I'm sorry if me messaging him at work has been getting on your nerves. It's just that we love each other so much that we can hardly bear to not contact each other for a single minute.
Well, romance isn't dead, I suppose. But I don't think I've ever seen any couple message each other so relentlessly. You've been dating him for 3 years already, right? And you're still not out of the honeymoon phase? That's quite impressive. You're always so protective over your phone when he's messaging you, though. As if you're worried that someone is going to snatch it out of your hands and run off.
Oh, you know me. I just like to protect my privacy. And also, I feel like if I do introduce him to all of my coworkers, it's kind of like I'm parading him around as a trophy. It's like passively saying, "You're mine and don't you forget it."
I don't think he would think that. And I know that none of our coworkers would think that of you either. We've been working together for 7 years already, and I know you're not the type to make a statement like that.
Well, he likes to feel like he has his freedom, and I wouldn't want him to feel like I was suffocating him.
Why would you let him roam free? I don't understand. When it comes to men, you should grab them firmly by the neck and say, "You're mine." Don't even think about seeing any other women.
And this way of thinking is exactly why you ended up married to the first man you ever went on a date with. Why would you need to grab the poor guy by the neck?
Well, just to make sure that he and everyone else knows where things stand between you. He needs to know that he belongs to you and only you.
See, when you say things like that, I get reminded why I always feel like I need to give you advice. Being overly possessive like that is one of the worst things you could possibly do in a relationship. That comes off as obsessive and can drive the man away. I never act like that in a relationship.
Well, if you don't act like that, how do you make sure that your partner doesn't stray away and get wandering eyes?
Shall I tell you the true secret of keeping your husband firmly in love with you then?
Maybe you should make your advice more general, because if you give advice about marriage in particular, it loses its value because, well, you're a divorcee. If you were still with your ex-husband, that would be a different matter.
Ha! I guess you're right there. Okay, instead I'll tell you the secret to how I keep my current boyfriend so into me. Do you want to know why it is that he spends every waking minute messaging me?
Yes, I am actually quite intrigued about that.
I date like a man, you see.
Like a man?
Yes. Whenever I'm with him, I focus solely on him and nothing else. That drives men absolutely crazy.
Oh, really it does?
And then, when we're apart, I focus on the other aspects of my life and I only contact him when I have the time. You see, he's actually the one messaging the most of the time. I don't always respond. Sometimes I'll leave him on read for a couple of hours, and other times I just read the message preview on my notification screen and wait for a while before actually opening the message. But he isn't ashamed to double, triple, or even quadruple message me. You need to make sure they're aware that they're not your priority. Whatever happens, I am number one in my eyes, and my work and my life comes before my relationship.
You need to make sure that your partner is not your priority. If you're gonna think that way, what's the point in being in a relationship in the first place? Shouldn't love always come first? That's what I've always thought anyway.
Do you really think that love should always be your priority? Do you really love your husband like that? You put your love for him before everything else?
Well, yes. When we were dating anyway. To be honest, I'm not too sure about now.
Love isn't just something that you feed someone, you know? You need to feed yourself as well. It's cliche, but you know what they say. You can't love somebody else until you learn to love yourself. If you don't live your life to the full, then your partner won't be able to live his life to the full either. And that's why, in order to have a healthy relationship, you need to make sure your partner knows that your life is your number one priority and not him. That way, when you do make time for each other, it'll be special and you'll be able to keep the spark ignited.
Ah, so that's why, despite being over 60, your boyfriend still obsessively calls and texts you. Because he's desperate for that spark time.
That's exactly right. Oh, look, speak of the devil. He's calling me right now.
Wow. And then there's my husband who never calls me, even when he's away on business. I think the last time he called me was because he wanted to ask me to pick up a couple of things from the store on my way home from work. What a difference.
Sorry, Denise, I'll just take this call really quickly. Hi, honey. Yes, I know. Yes. I'll go right now. Hey, Denise, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to get going now. My boyfriend wants to meet up. He says he's on his way to my place right now.
Why would you go to him too easily? Didn't you just tell me that you need to make it clear that the other aspects of your life come first?
Oh no, just having a couple of drinks with coworkers doesn't count as one of the things I need to prioritize. I see I didn't explain myself clearly enough for you to understand. You need to make compromises to keep your man happy as well. No man likes a woman who stays out all night drinking and comes home late. If you understand when you need to give in and compromise, then you know that you've finally mastered the art of being in a relationship.
Okay, I see. Wow, I guess this is why they call you the goddess of dating, huh?
That's right. I'll pay my part of the bill and get going then. Make sure you round up the others and keep a watch over them for the rest of the night, okay?
Yes, of course.
Let them know that I'm sorry for leaving without saying goodbye.
Yes, I think we'll probably leave soon as well after we finish these drinks.
Denise, is that you?
Oh, hi there, Merlene. Fancy seeing you here. What a coincidence.
We're gonna get going now, Denise. Thank you so much for treating us tonight. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, hello, ma'am.
Hi there. Did you come here for dinner as well, Denise?
Yes, my department had a little work party here this evening. We finished dinner an hour or so ago, and we're just having a couple of drinks to finish up. How about you?
I came here to have dinner with my friends yesterday, and I left my scarf here by mistake. So I came back to see if they had it in lost property. Anyway, is your husband not with you?
No, he's on another business trip already.
Again? Seriously?
I know, but it can't be helped.
By the way, does your company only employ men or something? Or did you only invite your male co-workers? Everyone at your table seemed to be male.
Well, the thing is, the only two women on our team are on a business trip right now. Our team leader is also a woman, but she had to leave earlier because of a personal matter.
You're not even convincing me with your lies. And you're very brazen with your behavior. Your father-in-law and I often come here and could catch you at any minute, yet you still have the audacity to go drinking with a bunch of men right under our noses.
I just told you we were having a little work party. The people you saw are my co-workers, who also just so happen to be male.
Well, I'm not convinced.
There really is nothing more going on here, Marlene.
I suppose you invite these men around your house as well, do you?
Yes, we were there for a few drinks beforehand, actually. But our team leader, who is also a woman, was also there.
Strange men in your house when your husband isn't even there. Well, now I see that this is an extreme case of like father, like daughter. Both of you are clearly addicted to fooling around with the opposite sex.
This woman really lets her imagination run away with her, huh? Sorry, Marlene, but I need to go and see off my coworkers properly.
You're not going somewhere else drinking with them all night, are you?
No, of course not.
I'm not sure that I believe you, but all right then. Anyway, I'm going to go and ask about my scarf. Are you coming to pick us up to take us over to your dad's place for the barbecue tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be there around 10 a.m.
Honestly, I don't know why he keeps having these barbecue parties, especially in this weather. It's the fall already.
Do you know what makes me the most angry about this?
Honey, I can explain.
Let me get this straight. So, every time you've been going on business trips, you've been staying with your side piece? Living in her house as if it's your own, and enjoying yourself without any remorse? And yet when you're at home, you still have the audacity to call me honey and darling. You're disgusting. There must be something wrong with you in the head.
Please, Denise, you've got to believe me. It was purely physical. I did not and do not have any feelings for her at all.
How am I meant to believe it was just one woman? I saw the names of multiple women in your text conversations. How do I know you don't have a lover for each destination you've claimed to be on a business trip in?
Okay, fine, it was more than one woman. Someone like me who has to drink with clients 3 or 4 nights a week is exposed to getting seduced, though. Why can't you understand that? It's basically an occupational hazard.
No, I can't understand, to be honest. I need a better explanation than this. Come on then, try and get me to understand your messed up self-justification.
It just couldn't be avoided.
So, do you go around getting stamps on your passport for sleeping with a different woman in each location, huh? A notch on the bedpost for every corner of the country, huh?
I've known them all for quite a few years now, and we drink together often. My company has certain bars that we frequent when we're away on business. And I'm the one who is responsible for client reception, so I always have to be the social one.
Yes, but you didn't just drink with them, did you? You slept with them. That's above and beyond being social.
I didn't sleep with all of them, though. I only slept with 2 of them, one in Chicago and one in Minneapolis. I didn't do anything except have drinks and flirt a little with the others.
Oh, are you bragging about how much restraint you have right now? Are you proud of yourself for only sleeping with 2 of them when you clearly had so many other chances? And don't pretend that you didn't enjoy yourself. I'm sure you loved having the power to charm and discard someone as you pleased.
Honey, I promise you that I won't meet any of them ever again. If I did after you catching me like this, I couldn't even be considered human anymore, could I?
Oh, so you think that I'm just gonna forgive you and let it slide if you just say that you're not gonna meet them anymore? You would love it if I did that, wouldn't you?
Honestly, You should open up the door when someone rings the doorbell. I had to resort to letting myself in.
Mom?
You left me standing out there looking like a lemon. Anyway, are you two in the middle of a fight?
Mom, don't pretend that you were ringing the bell. I'd left the door propped open a little with one of my golf clubs to let some air in, so if you've been standing there for a while, you must have heard everything.
Okay, fine, I heard everything. And you, Denise, are you not embarrassed with yourself?
Why would I be embarrassed?
You're perfectly entitled to be angry, but there's no need to keep nagging like that. I know that it's natural for you to be upset in this situation, but you need to understand that someone who does business like your husband is going to find himself in these situations every now and again.
I also have to go out and do business, but I don't go around getting drunk with this guy or that guy and sleeping with them, do I?
Well, there's no point in retorting with these useless arguments, is there? You need to learn how to handle things maturely and responsibly as adults. It's not like he has a secret second family somewhere else or anything like that, is it?
Well, just take a look at his phone. It's not just one or two girls. He's got a whole string of them.
Give me my phone back right now. I am leaving now. I have to go and play golf with my bosses, and I really can't be late. Come on, Mom, let's go.
Oh, you go on ahead. I want to talk to your wife about a couple of things. Just the two of us.
Mom, there's no need to give Denise a hard time. I'm the one in the wrong here. Come on, let's go. I'll drive you home.
Are you going to at least eat before leaving?
No, of course not.
I was just coming here with the expectation of having a meal with you two, so I'm a bit hungry, that's all.
All right, Mom, I'll buy you something to eat on the way home, okay?
Oh no, it's fine. You get on your way. Honestly, the last thing I need is extra stress from you, you stupid boy.
Okay, Mom, I'll leave you here then. But please, just don't say anything out of hand. I'm the one in the wrong here.
Yes, we all know that you're in the wrong. Every man and his dog knows. You don't need to say it again, so just shut up and go and play golf already, okay? Do you think women put up with their husband's infidelity because they're stupid? No, they put up with it because they consider the fact that a marriage also means that their two families become intertwined, and they know that it's not worth jeopardizing these relationships because their feelings were a little hurt. Given all that and the unpredictable nature of life, what's the big deal if he had a couple of flings with girls in bars?
It's not like it was just once or twice with one or two women, though. As a fellow woman, surely you can understand how betrayed I'm feeling right now. You never know what the future holds, and there's no guarantee that something like this won't ever happen to you, Marlene.
I may be a fellow woman, but I know that something like this would definitely never happen to me.
I really don't understand how women can so easily overlook their spouse's infidelity like it's nothing.
What's the big deal? It's not like he was having relationships with them, was he?
I still think it's disgusting.
It's not like you had to see it happen. Just carry on living your life as if nothing is different and you'll be fine.
I also really don't want to spend the rest of my life constantly being suspicious of my husband.
I really don't know why you're making such a huge fuss over such a tiny thing.
Such a tiny thing?
To be honest, I don't really think you have the right to call your husband out on this, considering how your father behaves.
Excuse me? How dare you bring my dad into this? He has nothing to do with it. I told you before, my dad doesn't have lots of girlfriends, he just has lots of female friends.
He seems to like having these female friends of his around a lot. I wonder what your mother would make of his behavior if she were still with us.
You've crossed a line there, Marlene. I would really appreciate it if you don't use my mother, who passed away when I was very young, against me. But since you are clearly aware that my father is a widower, You therefore also must understand that means he is single. So whatever he does or doesn't want to do with women is entirely his business and nothing to do with you nor I. However, I do know for a fact that the women you met that night at his barbecue are in fact nothing more than close friends of his.
Oh, really? And do these friends of his always sleep over at his place?
Oh, the lady you saw leaving his house in the morning that time had too much to drink the night before. So she stayed there instead of trying to get herself home in a state. I know that lady very well.
Well, what your husband did is no different to what your dad did then, really.
No, it is in no way similar.
So you can understand your dad's behavior, but you refuse to forgive your husband. Honestly, I just thought I had come for a nice, uneventful barbecue at your dad's place. But when I was in the bathroom, someone knocked on the door, so I came out as quickly as I could. And who was standing outside there waiting? None other than the lady who runs the gallery in the city, who's apparently head over heels in love with your dad. Or so I thought. But no, it was a different woman. I said hi to her and was about to ask her if she had also just arrived, and then I noticed that she hadn't even washed her face, and she was standing there in her pajamas with her hair all a mess from sleeping. Imagine how shocked I was. I thought it was very shameless.
You used the second floor bathroom, right? That floor is reserved for guests, which means that she definitely hadn't come from my dad's room.
I still think the whole thing is very fishy.
I really don't appreciate how determined you are to brand my dad as a womanizer.
Listen to you. You're angry because you know you can't defend him. Do you think that was all? What did I do to deserve being caught between two women, listening to stories from the woman who owns the gallery and the one who I encountered outside the bathroom, all while trying to make sense of the chaos? And then a third woman pops up from the garden, inviting us to eat burgers with the fresh lettuce picked today. I think she said that she was a widow and that she was the president of the local community or something like that. She said she graduated from Harvard and was kind of a top scholar, but she gave all that up and got interested in farming and self-sufficiency, which is how she became friends with your dad. And it's like they've known each other for 1,000 years.
Yes, that lady was a lot of help to my dad when he was getting the new house built. She's a very sociable and bubbly person, isn't she?
You can make as many excuses as you like, but it's not normal for men and women to be as close friends as they are. And then, before I knew it, a fourth woman drove up in a fancy car and said she was classmates with your dad in elementary school, and now she runs a hair salon not too far away from here. They're all widows, by the way. Why does your dad have so many friends who are widows?
Can you please stop misinterpreting things however you like and just take things as they are at face value? They are just his friends. And let me reiterate, he is also a widower. And if you remember rightly, there were actually 10 men there at the party and only 7 women, including you and me.
Well, I don't know if you're just really stupid, or if you know that your dad is having relationships with all those women and you're just covering for him.
Marlene, do you not realize how ridiculous and also inappropriate it is to bring up my dad's relationship with his female friends, which you don't really know anything about, when your son has literally been caught cheating on me with random girls he met in bars? Are you proud of your son for what he's done to me?
Of course I'm not proud of him. I'm just saying that you should just accept that it happened and let it slide.
I really don't understand how you, as a woman, can say something like that to another woman.
Well, there's something else I'll say to you as a fellow woman. I really can't understand you at all.
What are you talking about?
Well, I saw that you were hanging out with a bunch of men and drinking with them like it was nothing a while ago. So I don't understand why you think what my son did was so bad. You and your father are clearly 2 peas in a pod. obsessed with soliciting with the opposite sex and thinking nothing of it. The apple never falls too far from the tree, you know. A womanizer like your father was obviously going to produce a shameless man-eating daughter.
Oh, well, according to that logic, your husband must be the worst cheater out of all of us then. If I get my man-eating tendencies from my dad, then your son must have inherited the infidelity gene from his.
Excuse me. How dare you bring your father-in-law into this? He's not like your dad at all. He's as pure and innocent as a monk.
Well, if you didn't want me to start dragging your husband's name through the mud, you shouldn't have started insulting my dad in the first place. For your sake, I really hope that your husband turns out to not be like his son. But as we said, you never know what the future may hold.
Denise, slow down a little. I think you've already had enough.
Oh, I guess I did drink quite a lot today, didn't I?
I know you were upset, but to be honest, he's just a small man who isn't worth crying over or getting frustrated over. You deserve so much more.
I know. Everyone keeps saying that to me. Maybe it isn't that much of a big deal. And to be honest, I didn't marry him because I really, really loved him. I married him because he was nice enough, and I felt like I was at the right age to be getting married. If I'm getting upset over this, then imagine how women who really love their husbands must feel when they get cheated on.
Oh, trust me, I know how it feels. They get really, really angry. Then they break things. And then they go into a depressive episode and need to take pills regularly in order to carry on with regular life. Anyway, they do get over it eventually and move on with their lives. Trash talk him some more to me. I'm sure that'll make you feel better.
Honestly, the fact that he has the audacity to carry on his life as normal and pretend that nothing happened is really off-putting for me. But the thing is, the most annoying thing about him is how unattractive he is to me. I knew he wasn't the hottest guy in the world, but I must have liked something about him at some point. But now, whenever I see him walking around the house, I feel a little bit sick. Like that? Cheated on me? I feel more annoyed that I even dated him and married him in the first place.
So you find him really ugly now. Did that make you feel better about the whole thing?
Yes, a little.
I knew you would.
You really are the goddess of dating. You can predict everyone's emotional changes.
So, do you not have any feelings left for your husband at all now?
Don't even call him my husband anymore. Now I'm just waiting for the right time to file for divorce.
Then you won't be upset if I give you a little science lesson that isn't going to be too kind to him then.
I guess not. Go ahead. I'm intrigued.
Well, you know guys who are generally muscular and lean tend to have a strong sex drive and are good at, you know what, doing it.
So you're telling me that your boyfriend is muscular and lean and good in that department?
Yes. I'll make it really obvious how into him I am, don't I? Yeah, he has the perfect body type for extracurricular activities. He's really strong and has so much energy, even though he's older than me.
That must be really nice for you.
Here's where the science comes in. The more fat you have, the more female sex hormones you produce. And the more estrogen you produce, the less sex drive you have, and the worse you are at doing it.
Sounds like my husband then. At least I can rest assured that his side pieces probably didn't enjoy themselves that much, because I sure as hell never really did. Oh, I'm getting annoyed at myself for wasting all that time on him again.
Sweetheart, don't waste your energy getting angry about him anymore. After you've sorted yourself out mentally, you can finally move on and do whatever you want to do with your life.
I really don't understand men. Even the ugliest of them have the confidence to cheat on their wives, it seems.
Well, you know, ugly people do ugly things.
That's so true. That's how I'm going to think of that husband of mine from now on. An ugly little man who does ugly little things.
Yes, go girl. This is the attitude we want to see.
What an ugly, ugly idiot he is.
Hey, how about you come over to my place at the weekend now that you're feeling a little better?
To your place? To do what?
I'll introduce you to my boyfriend that you were so curious about, and the three of us can pop open a few bottles and get really drunk to help you get your mind off things.
What use is getting really drunk? It's not like it's gonna help solve any of my problems. No, that's not the right attitude to have. I would love to drink with you. Send me your address and I'll be there.
Honey, can we talk?
What are you doing coming into my bedroom? I never said you could come in here. Get back on the couch where you belong.
I was thinking that maybe if we slept in the same bed again, it would help fix things between us. Apparently, if couples start sleeping in the same bed again, even if they're angry with each other, it helps to make things go back to normal faster after a blip like this.
Who on earth told you that?
My mom did.
Oh, people do ugly things.
Excuse me?
I don't want to see your ugly mug in my room anymore, so get out of here already.
Hey, come on in. You went as far as to buy flowers. That's so cute.
Hello there.
Say hi, Denise. This is my boyfriend you've been dying to meet.
Hi, it's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you. Wait a second. Bruce?
Denise?
So what you're saying is that he was your doctor when you were getting treatment for your mental health issues after your divorce. So you first met as doctor and patient and then progressed into something more.
Yes, that's right.
Well, that was probably very unprofessional of him, but to be honest, that's the least of my worries right now. I'll just ask you one question. You knew that he was a married man the whole time, right?
Yes, I knew the whole time.
And yet you've got pictures of the two of you together plastered all over your apartment. Oh, wait a second. Let me take a quick picture of your lovely apartment, actually. Oh, it's come out really nicely.
What are you taking a picture of my apartment for?
Oh, no reason. Just wanted to take some interior design inspiration from you. Anyway, you're looking very relaxed about this whole thing.
Well, it's because I don't get why you're so shocked and upset by this. You're not his wife or his daughter. You're just his daughter-in-law. So does this really affect you? You don't even like your mother-in-law, and you're planning on getting divorced soon anyway, right?
If you're sleeping with my father-in-law, does that mean that you're also my mother-in-law?
Come on, Denise, don't be like this. I've been to hell and back with this divorce. Surely you should be happy that I'm happy, even if I am dating a married man.
Renee.
What, Denise?
I'm gonna act as if our last few years of friendship never happened.
Well, if that's what you really want to do.
From now on, we're strictly co-workers. As a friend, you're dead to me. I won't bring up your personal life again, nor share the information I just learned with anyone else at work, but please don't try and be friendly with me and invite me to go for drinks or coffee with you anymore. I know that you're happy in this relationship, but as a woman, you must understand that having a relationship with a married man is wrong. The whole reason you invited me over to drink with you tonight was so you could console me about the fact that I was cheated on. Surely you can see how hypocritical it is to act like you're feeling sorry for me, knowing full well that you're in a relationship with a cheater.
I know how it must seem to you, but because we've been seeing each other for so many years, our bond is even stronger than his relationship with his wife. I can't just break things off with him. We're in love.
Honestly, I'm starting to really question what the point in getting married is. Everyone is cheating or being cheated on. And didn't your ex cheat on you as well? Isn't that why you got divorced in the first place? After you went through all that trauma, you still decided to get into a relationship with a married man and potentially make some other poor woman as miserable as you were. You were nothing but a shameless adulterer. Oh, and one more thing.
What is it now?
Tell my father-in-law, who is currently hiding in your Roman shame, that I'm going to tell his wife everything, and there's nothing he can do to stop me.
So, you will be getting a divorce after all?
Yes, Denise says I've left her with no other choice.
Can't you just forgive him, Denise?
He clearly doesn't want to be forgiven. Why don't you ask him where he went on Saturday night?
Don't tell me you went to meet one of your side pieces again!
Yeah, I did.
Why on earth did you do that?
She said she wanted to see me one more time as a final goodbye.
Well, I guess one night really doesn't hurt in the grand scheme of things.
Can you hear yourself right now, Marlene?
He said he went to see her in order to end things with her properly. Surely you should be grateful for that instead of whining about the fact that he saw her again. And can you blame him for wanting to see her again when you haven't so much as looked at him in the past couple of months?
What was I supposed to do given the circumstances?
You should at least have greeted him when he came home from work, or made sure the house was nice and tidy for him. Honestly, even before he cheated on you, you were a lousy wife who only ever thought about work and wasn't interested in being a homemaker. You would always drop any plans with him if a work thing came up. You never treated him how a wife is supposed to treat her husband. No wonder he cheated on you. You drove him into the arms of other women because you're simply not good enough as a wife.
You might as well save your breath insulting me, Marlene, because we're going to get a divorce no matter what you say.
Honestly, if everyone got divorced for as tiny a reason as this, not a single marriage would survive, I'm telling you. Honestly, you never made my son's home a comfortable place for him like you should have. If your mother were alive today, I'm sure she would be ashamed of you for allowing your marriage to fail so easily and for getting divorced over nothing.
It's very low of you to bring up the deceased so underhandedly like that. Though it is kind of appropriate that my last interaction with you involves you insulting me and dragging my family into things unnecessarily. I actually feel kind of strangely lighthearted about this whole thing now. It's almost funny.
Disrespectful of your mother-in-law until the end, I see.
I think I probably won't see you again after today, so I'll leave this picture with you as a little memento.
If I lose my temper here, it's my loss. I'd be losing to that woman. But still, I feel so angry and shaken. My husband hasn't shared a bed with me for 3 years. I thought it's because he couldn't perform anymore and he was embarrassed about it. Turns out it's because he's too worn out from his younger mistress to even bother with me. Oh, I'm so furious, But I must retain my composure. What did I say to you before? Something like this is no big deal. I stand by my word and I'll tell you right now that this isn't something worth getting upset about. Men will be men, and they will do things like this. It's not like he's gone and had a second family behind my back.
Yes, you're right there. He doesn't have a second family or anything like that, but you always seemed to think that he was shy and awkward around women and only knew how to act cold towards them. And yet he relentlessly messages and calls his affair partner. So much so that she can't even do her work properly. You thought the reason he wouldn't eat with you is because he was busy studying? Well, now you know what he was actually doing holed up in his study all day long.
How do you know how often he messages her? Don't go making stuff up.
Oh, but I'm not making anything up. Your husband's affair partner is my team leader at work, who I see every single day at the office.
Well, men are just like animals and they like to have a taste of something new every now and again. It's only natural that they have a few dalliances with this woman or that woman.
You're right. But he hasn't been seeing this woman and that woman. He's only been seeing the one woman for the past 3 years. Unlike me, who juggles work with doing things around the house, you've devoted your life to the family and have always been present. You always kept the house nice and clean. Were always there to welcome your husband when he came home from work. Always adjusted your schedule to suit your husband. But he still wasn't grateful enough to you to want to stay faithful. His side piece doesn't even put that much effort into giving him attention, and yet he's still somehow obsessed with her.
I suppose it was probably just like playing a fun game for him.
Well, I guess it is true that the apple didn't fall too far from the tree with your husband and your son. But it turns out that your husband's level of infidelity makes your son's one night here and there look a little pathetic. It's almost funny that your son had the audacity to cheat on me when he looks like that and doesn't take care of himself. But as for your husband, he went out of his way to keep himself in shape so that he could keep up with his younger lover. Apparently, he's so full of life when he's with her, which is why she loves him. He probably does things for her that he has never done for you before.
What kind of things?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say use your imagination, but I'm not sure that it would stretch that far. How does it feel, knowing that both your husband and your son are shameless adulterers? You're gonna have to deal with that knowledge for the rest of your life now. My dad is carrying on living the happy and fulfilling life surrounded by his friends, some of which happen to be female, that my ex-mother-in-law disapproved of so much. I often go over to visit him and we host barbecues together, chatting about life and having a few drinks with friends. As for my ex-father-in-law and Renee, it looks like they're carrying on seeing each other, and my ex-mother-in-law has decided not to confront them about their relationship. She bragged about her husband so much and was so mean about my dad, but it turned out that her husband was the only shameless womanizer out of the two. Even today at work, Renee's phone was blowing up with messages, and it seems that my ex-father-in-law is actually being more blatant about his cheating now that he's been caught out, instead of trying to be discreet out of respect for his wife. It seems that my ex-mother-in-law is doing exactly what she told me to do and keeping her mouth shut about her husband's infidelity and just letting it slide. I wonder how long she'll be able to endure this for, though, because I knew that she was upset when I told her about her husband's affair, and she was just holding it in so that I wouldn't see how much she'd been affected by it after everything she said to me. Perhaps she really will just put up with it for the rest of her life. Who knows?
Crystal, did you eat the meatloaf? The meatloaf that I made this morning for your sister? Don't tell me you finished the whole thing.
Yeah, I ate it. Was I not supposed to do that?
I told you not to eat any meat or fish without asking first. How many times do I have to tell you? They are not made for the likes of you to just devour like that, okay?
What do you mean the likes of me?
I'm your daughter just as much as my older sister, so why do you discriminate and mistreat me so much all the time? Why do you always favor my sister no matter what the situation? I mean, what kind of mother are you? Think of it as your punishment for being born when you shouldn't have been born. You entered my body without my permission. That's your crime, and that's why you should be punished. What? Do you think I chose to be born? Why do I have to listen to such harsh words from you and be accused just for being born, all because I had some meatloaf? I was just hungry, so I had something to eat before I went to the library. Was that such a horrible thing to do? Library? Why would someone like you need to go to the library?
What do you mean, why?
Someone like me shouldn't even study? Is that what you're saying? I'm so ostracized in my own family and have no one else to rely on. I know better than anyone that studying is my only option if I want to have any chance of creating a decent life for myself. Oh, is that so? What studying are you even talking about? You don't have what it takes. You're not even going to be able to go to college. So wake up from your fantasies and come back home now to do your chores. Why wouldn't I be able to go to college? I'm going to go to university no matter what. Huh! Do you think our family is rich or something? There's no way we can afford to send the both of you to college with the mere salary that your father earns. There is such a thing as an order to this universe, okay? Your sister came first and you second. So your sister is going to college and you'll go to work directly after high school. You can contribute to the household by earning money and also help pay for your sister's tuition. No way. Why should I do that? Because you should be forever grateful that we didn't just throw you away to the orphanage or abandon you on someone else's doorstep. That's why. Even though I never wanted to have you in the first place. Don't you think it's your humanly duty to repay us with gratitude for feeding you and raising you until now? You didn't even breastfeed me because you thought it was too much work and annoying, and now you want me to repay you for what you've done for me? You never even bought a single pencil for me when I was a kid. And yet you bought all the pretty dolls and expensive toys for my sister's birthdays. All my clothes are hand-me-downs that my sister grew out of. Well, she was always dressed and made up like a princess. I swear I would have believed that you were my stepmother if there wasn't such a resemblance between us. Can you even begin to imagine how hurt and confused I was as a small kid growing up in a house like that? So what? Do you think you're so special? Everyone does that. They wear hand-me-downs from their older siblings. It's not like we have a money printing machine at home, okay? With what money do you think we can afford to dress the both of you in new clothes in the same way when you two are just 1 year apart? If you were going to complain so much, then you should just never have been born. Do you think that I had any choice to have you myself? So then why did you have me? Maybe you shouldn't have, after all. Your grandmother was so adamant that this time I'd give birth to a boy, and she threatened to separate your father and I if I didn't have the baby. So I had no choice and had to do it against my will. But it turned out that you were just another girl. And of course, my relationship with your grandparents became a whole lot worse after it turned out to be just a girl, all thanks to you. I've never had a peaceful day in my life before your grandmother. That old crone died, all right? Oh God, not this story again. You never get tired of the same old story, do you? Yeah, I don't. So don't mention again about going to college and whatnot, and instead think about making money in a factory after graduation. How many times do I have to tell you that that's the whole reason that you're born? No, I refuse to agree with you. Whether I borrow from a friend or get a student loan, I'm going to take care of the tuition myself. The moment I get accepted into college, I'm getting out of here. That's the only way I'm going to be able to truly live my life. What? Get out? If you leave, then who's going to do the chores around here? Don't be talking such nonsense, all right? And what, you're going to borrow money from a friend? You're not even old enough to have a fully developed brain, and you're already thinking about borrowing money from here and there? I can see it now. Exactly how your life will turn out. Anyway, what friend are you even talking about? Don't tell me you're dating some boy. Your sister did say that she saw you walking past with a guy the other day. Was that your boyfriend and not just a friend? So what, am I not allowed to have a boyfriend either? My sister has had plenty of boyfriends already. Am I not allowed to have one myself too? Do you think you're the same as your sister? You should know your place. How would you even date a guy as a girl in your position? Wanting to date men at such a young age and being such a tramp, I can already tell that you're going to have not such a bright future. And the kind of boys that'd want to date you, well, I don't even have to meet them to know what they're like. Probably from a poor family and an ugly good-for-nothing too. You know the saying, birds of a feather flock together. Oh, you think my boyfriend is from a poor family? At least he lives a lot better than us, okay? He lives in a huge house with a big garden and his family has a maid. He's from a different kind of world from ours. Well then, why would such a well-to-do guy want to date you? If you're going to lie, then at least try to make it a little bit believable. Break it off with that good-for-nothing boyfriend of yours and go meet a guy that I set you up with. What guy? I told you about him the other night. This man that I know who owns a building and is super rich. If you marry him, then you can live the good life and do whatever you like without wanting for anything. So don't complain and go and meet him at least once. Well, if he's such a catch, then great. You can introduce him to Amelia, who you love so much. Amelia is going to college and going to meet the love of her life and have a beautiful romance. So why would she want to date an old man like that? He's gone totally bald and short like a dwarf, a middle-aged man past his prime. How dare you say he's your sister's match? Unbelievable! Oh, so you think it's okay for me to date such a guy but not for her? Right. Didn't you carry me in your womb for 9 months and give birth to me just like her? I don't think even a stepmother would treat me with such cruelty. Just shut up, will ya? You should just be thankful every day to me for not getting rid of you when I had the chance. I should have just thrown you away on someone else's front door as soon as you were born. So, just do as you're told and stop complaining, all right? If you got married to a rich man, then it would be win-win for the both of us. Do you think an opportunity like this would happen again? I already have someone I like, and I'm never going to meet someone that you set me up with. So just give it up, Mom. If you're not going to listen to anything that I say, then get out of the house. Go on, crawl out of my house with your belongings like some kind of homeless beggar. Is that what you really want to say to your teenage daughter? Teenage? Don't even kid yourself. You already know all about men, and you don't even listen to your own mother. So I don't know who this teenage daughter is that you're talking about. I don't need any daughter like you, so just get out of my sight. Our horribly unwelcome relationship ends right here and now, so don't you think about making an appearance in front of me ever again. Do you really mean that? You want to end our relationship as mother-daughter for good? I am 100% sure of it, so don't even call me your mother anymore, and don't even bother saying hello if we ever run into each other in the streets. Whether you live or starve or freeze to death, it's none of my business now. Ma'am, are you sure that you want to throw away your daughter, Crystal? What? Who is this? This is Crystal's boyfriend. Are you really getting rid of her like you said? You insolent kids! You two are not even out of high school yet, and you're running around together in the middle of the day doing God knows what. Yeah, I got rid of her, so what? What are you gonna do about it? Okay, then I'll take her. What? I will take Crystal from now on. Huh, you think this is funny, do you? You want to take a girl for yourself. Listen to your self-talk. I can tell what kind of uneducated little brat you are just from this small exchange alone. Anyway, you can take her and boil her alive, or roast her over a fire to eat for supper, because I'm getting rid of her for good. Hey, Crystal, honey, I heard you're getting married soon. Your aunt told me about it. If you were going to get married, then you should have contacted me first. How can you let someone else tell your own mother about the news of your wedding? I'm sorry, who is this? I don't have a mother. My own mother, who is not even a real mother to me, died 6 years ago. Don't say that even if you're just saying it out of anger, all right? Here I am, your mom, alive and kicking, and you're saying such horrible things about me? That's no way to treat and respect your mother who gave birth to you and raised you. You told me yourself that you gave birth to me because you didn't have any choice. And you gave me so much trauma by discriminating against me and favoring Amelia all throughout my childhood, and you still think of yourself as my mother? You were the one who told me to never come into your sight ever again. So why are you being nice to me now, huh? You know, I was just showing you some tough love, all because I wanted you to become a more independent person. Now that you've grown up so well all by yourself, you have no idea how proud I am of you, my little baby girl. Oh my gosh, you're giving me the chills right now with your fakeness. Your little baby girl? I've never heard those words in my life, and honestly, they make me feel so awkward and uncomfortable and just sound so distasteful to my ears. Really? You're gonna make me barf, so just stop it already. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. We are mother and daughter and connected by blood. If I wasn't alive, then you wouldn't have been born, and you would not have been able to have the kind of happiness that you have now. Anyway, I heard that you're getting married into a rich family. Don't those sort of families look into the backgrounds of the people they're marrying into? Suppose they found out that you're some kind of orphan without a mother. They'd never accept you as a member of their household. Why are you worrying about dumb stuff like that? My future parents-in-law already know all about my situation, and they actually took pity on me. They're the kind and caring people that accepted me and raised me with love for 6 years. What do you mean accepted and raised you as a daughter for 6 years? I've been living with them ever since you kicked me out of your own house 6 years ago, at my boyfriend's house. What? Your boyfriend's house? You mean to say that that rude and disrespectful little kid was really the son of a rich family? Yeah, just like I told you. No way that that's true. Why would such a well-to-do son of some rich family want to marry someone like you? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, well, I don't really understand it either. I wonder what he saw in me. Someone who was cold-hearted and protective of her heart like a hedgehog because she was never loved as a child. Somehow he was able to accept me into his heart without any limitations. Maybe God took pity on me and sent me a blessing in the form of an angel. Since I was never loved by my parents and had such a rough start of life, you should hand over your boyfriend to your sister to hook them up, you know? You were born to hand over all the good things in life to your sister. That's the reason you came into being, and it's your destiny. What? Are you out of your mind? Even after 6 long years, and yet you haven't changed at all? Do you seriously think people are things like clothes or shoes that you can just hand over? You think you can just take someone away if you want them for yourself? Well, I don't see why not. I'm sure you've already made all the reservations and plans for the wedding, so we can just exchange the brides. Wow, I think that you need to go to a therapist and get a checkup done. Really, I'd rather go talk to a cow than talk to someone like you who's not right in their own mind. I'm gonna block you forever, so don't even call me disgusting things like your little baby girl ever again. And don't bother pretending to know me if we ever run into each other in the streets. Crystal, wait. Listen to your mother, please. I beg you. I don't have anything more to say to you or anything else I want to hear from you, all right? All right. I won't tell you again to hand over your fiancé to your sister. But can you please send me some money? The truth is, Amelia wasn't able to get a job and she had a tough time with money, so she got herself into a little bit of debt, and she wasn't able to pay back that debt in time, and now it's grown and grown into this massive amount. It's not the kind of money that we'd ever be able to pay back on our own. You're engaged to the son of a rich family, and you're earning good money for yourself, too. And we're your only blood relations. I mean, we're family after all. Family. She always took advantage of the fact that you favored her over me and always took all my things. And she was always trying to destroy any plans and dreams that I ever had for myself, so no, I don't consider her to be my sister. We didn't tell each other any secrets or worries we might have like other sisters might do. Having such a sister who is no better than a stranger, or rather yet, who's worse than a stranger, I forgot about and got rid of her in my mind's eye a long time ago. Still, you are sisters born from the same parents. No matter how much you hated, she's your older sister. Your sister is about to live a life full of burden and grief that's not really living, being chased around by debt, and yet you don't feel an inkling of desire to help her out, and you choose to be selfish until the very end? Who do you really think is the selfish and cruel one in this situation? I don't have anything more to add, so I'm going to block you now. No, wait, Crystal! It was all my fault, okay? I'm begging you, so please help us out. That day I threw you out, and those harsh words I said to you. I'll repent it over and over as long as I live, all right? So please, just give us one last chance. No thanks. Don't ever interfere in my life ever again. Don't ever show that shameless face in front of me ever again either. I will get a restraining order if I have to, so that I never have to deal with such toxic people like you lot. So don't contact me ever again. After that day, I blocked my mom and my sister from my life. I don't even know how they're living now, but they're probably living every day feeling as if they're walking on top of a half-frozen lake trying to constantly escape from their debt. Well, it's no longer my business how they live their lives. We came into this world as a family, but all they did was hurt me, and the connection unfortunately had to end as it turned into a terribly toxic relationship. Because I never wanted to be dealing with those people ever again just for the sake of being related by blood. On the other hand, I married my longtime boyfriend who took care of me and comforted me for all those years, and now I'm actually pregnant and awaiting the birth of a new life. It's my small wish that I'll live every day happily so that I can make up for all the sad days of the past.
Hey, you need to leave my man. I need to be married to him already, but I can't do that when you're still in the picture. So, I need you to be gone from his life.
Who is this? What on earth are you talking about? And how dare you talk to me like that? Do you even know who I am?
Of course I know who you are. Your husband isn't home yet, is he? And he's never been home before 11 p.m. lately? And you also can't stand his snoring, so you guys sleep in separate rooms.
How did you know that?
Like I was saying, your husband is my man. I know him better than you ever will. He's been super worried about upsetting me, so he's been lying to you and saying that he needs to work late, when in truth, he's here, with me. I've been telling him that I hate sharing him with you. Did you know that's the real reason why you guys use separate rooms? Why he doesn't even touch you anymore?
What are you saying? He doesn't touch me? Oh, then tell me, how am I pregnant right now?
That was a drunk accident and you know it. It's your cunning schemes. You tricked him into getting you pregnant. That was your only way to keep him. He doesn't even love you. You should be ashamed. Don't use your pregnancy as a means to keep a man. Do you know how devastated he was when he found out you were carrying his child? You've just made a mess of a situation. He was so apologetic that he couldn't go up and leave you and your pathetic baby.
So you knew I was pregnant and was still okay with having an affair with him. Don't you dare speak about my baby with your filthy mouth. You're his mistress. You're having an affair with a married man. How dense are you? Do your friends know that you're a homewrecker?
Leave my friends out of this. All you got going is the fact that you're pregnant. You have nothing else. And none of that is going to work anyway. I don't care if you have his baby or not. I'm marrying my man either way. I'll give him plenty more children if he wants. He doesn't want a child with a woman he doesn't even love. Face the facts and leave him. I don't care what you do with that child.
I was the one to get married to him, but didn't realize just how much of an idiot he is. It's unbelievable he'd have an affair with a low-life woman that's as uncultured as you are. I knew something was up when he started paying attention to his appearance, dressing nicely, having plans without me, but I never thought he'd be the type of scum that would have an affair while his wife was pregnant with his child. 6 years of marriage, in shambles, in an instant. I thought we were something special, even back when we first started dating back in college. I never thought my life would be the subject of some soap opera story. I can't believe this is happening to me. I guess you never know with men. How he would betray me like this?
I hate to break up the pity party, but there's no point in you staying with him. He doesn't love you. You'll never be happy with him. All that stuff about you guys dating in college like it means something. I'll have you know I actually went to the same high school as your husband. He was into me way before you guys even met, in 9th grade. I was way out of his league, mind you. He was just some chubby nerd kid back then. I ended up rejecting him when he told me he had feelings for me. He moved to a different city for his dad's work shortly after. I lost contact with him for a while. That is until we met at our high school reunion last year. I could see that he was a totally different person. So much taller, so fit, and so established in his field. Not to mention generous with his money. Naturally, I was a little curious. We started chatting about the good old days, flirted a bit, And he had such a cute memory of me as his high school crush, you know? And as you can guess by now, the rest is history. There's no way that you can compare our love story to yours. Ours is real. It has history. I'm the one that got away. The one that he worshipped for so long. And after all these years, he never forgot about me. There's absolutely no questioning who he loves more. You really should have figured that out already.
That's a lengthy answer to a question I never asked. So let me get this straight. You want to marry a man who had an affair while his wife is at home pregnant with their child. I don't know what you're even thinking, but once a cheater, always a cheater. There are so many guys you can be with out there, and you choose him? A cheater?
Yeah, I do. And you're right. He is absolutely terrible. Exactly why you should leave him. So you are divorcing him, right? Well then, get it done already.
A shocking contact from the woman my husband is having an affair with. I had a gut feeling that something was wrong when he stopped caring about the things that he used to. The short replies, the emotional distance, always looking at that phone of his. He was never home on the weekends. Truly, there were signs and I ignored it. Or maybe I just didn't want to believe it. And nothing in the world would have prepared me for what I just went through. His mistress contacting me? I was in shock. But I knew that I had to be strong, if not for myself, for my unborn child. My husband eventually admitted to everything. He seemed to be aware of the damage he's done, and as some sort of redemption of the pain he caused, he also gave me his word that he'd look after me and my baby, to do everything he can to support us financially, to do whatever it takes to give us a comfortable life without him. So the divorce process began. I was putting things in place with the little energy I had left when I got yet another text from that woman.
I told you to divorce him. Why haven't you done it yet? What is taking so long? Is it still so hard to let go of a man who cheated on you?
It's a legal process and we're still technically married. It's a lot more complicated than an ordinary breakup. There are a lot of things that need to be put in place and it won't happen overnight. We need to settle on an alimony, child support, so many things we need to consider.
Why didn't you say so? Did you really think that I'd rob you out of your settlement? I'm not that heartless.
Oh, so you do have some common sense? That should make this a better experience.
Look, I'm willing to pay you the alimony and the child support or whatever. Just agree that you'll be left out of his will.
What are you talking about?
I know that his father left him with over $1 million when he passed. Surely you didn't think any of that money was going to go to you now.
Oh, so you were after his money this whole time.
Speak for yourself. You're probably not wanting to give that up either. If you divorce him, you know that you're not entitled to any of that, which is probably why you keep delaying the whole thing. But guess what? That changes nothing. You can't fix a broken marriage. You're still married to a cheater who's madly in love with someone else. Me.
You're in no position to tell me what to do, so shut it. And trust me, when it's ready, I'm going to divorce that cheater and never look back. So stop contacting me.
Really? You mean that? Well, then hurry up. I don't have all day. There's nothing good in putting this off. Stress is bad for your baby, you know.
The audacity of this woman. She had no shame. Now that I've decided to go through with the divorce, there really was no point in me delaying things. So I found a divorce lawyer, and we swiftly got it finalized within a week. I eventually had to move out of her house, the house my father-in-law gifted us when we got married. Even though I was devastated and spent most of the time crying myself to sleep, I needed to be strong for my unborn child. It was just the two of us now, me and my son. For the next 6 years, life seemed to go on. Then, all of a sudden, I see a painfully familiar contact pop up.
Hey girl, we haven't spoken in a while. Has it really been 6 years? I still remember taking your man away from you like it was yesterday. Also, you getting kicked out of your own home with your enormous pregnant belly. I'll never forget that. Time travels fast, doesn't it? You must have had it rough as a single mom. Or maybe not so rough since we gave you more than enough money to get by.
Why did you contact me? Are you checking to see how miserable I am? To mock me after all these years? Or are you worried that he'll eventually come back to me? Is that why you're checking up on me?
What?
I heard you were terrified that he'll regret being with you one day, so much that you did everything you could to cut me completely out of his life. Were you really that scared? Where did all that confidence go? Like the time you were telling me that he was madly in love with you?
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. That's actually the reason why I contacted you. Also, we won't need to pay you child support anymore.
What?
He died yesterday. Took a one-way trip to the underworld.
Are you seriously making jokes right now? Someone you loved passed away and you're not sad?
Why would I be sad when I know that he's free from all the burdens of life? I'm pretty sure he'd be sad if I was sad. What a horrible wife I'd be if I made him sad, right?
So, what do you want?
What do I want? I already told you. I don't have to pay you child support anymore. The house is entirely mine now. And the $1 million his father left is also all mine.
Is that why you're so giddy? I'm sorry to break it to you, girl, but he already paid child support up front. Didn't you know this?
What? He did what? I never heard anything about that.
Oh, so you didn't know. He paid us several visits during the last years of his life, too. I guess you never noticed since you were always out partying.
What? He was with you guys? Behind my back? I don't believe it.
When he got diagnosed with cancer, he really had it rough. While he was dying, you were out there living your best life. Always going out, leaving the house, always in a mess. You didn't even bother to be there for him during his chemotherapy. From early in the morning till dawn, partying and doing God knows what. The last year of his life was so rough, his body, mind, and soul all deteriorating so fast. And you, his wife, weren't there for any of it. Buying designer goods, going on expensive trips were much more important to you.
What? How did you know that?
How did I know? Well, he came to me and told me everything. He looked like he was about to collapse at any moment. He kneeled in front of us, apologized, saying how much he regrets everything, and then begged us to find the heart to forgive him for everything.
I can't believe this.
We both eventually met with a lawyer when he knew he really didn't have much time left.
You met with a lawyer? What for? What kind of scheme are you plotting?
He left us all of his estate. Literally everything he had. He updated his will with a lawyer. He wanted to make sure that we got everything. He said that he finally wanted to make things right before he passed on.
Is this true? He went behind my back and did those unspeakable things? I'm his wife. All of that is rightfully mine. Whatever will situation you're making up isn't going to take away what's due to me. You think I'll just let this happen? I'm getting a lawyer and suing you for everything. I will get what's mine. Stop making things up.
Did you say wife? What wife are you talking about? You're not his wife. You're still his mistress. Surely you knew this.
What nonsense are you talking about? We legally got married 6 years ago. I signed the certificate with my own hands. You're just spewing garbage because you don't want to give me the money. I don't believe a word you say.
If you don't believe me, go look it up in the marriage registry. He's legally single, and the only next of kin he has is our son.
What are you talking about? I signed the certificate when we got married. He told me that he was going to file it himself. How on earth would I not be the next of kin?
Oh, so you had no idea. His mother was livid when she found out what happened between us and wouldn't let him file the marriage certificate with a woman he had an affair with. And out of respect, he listened and just didn't file the marriage certificate. Did you really live with him for 6 years and you didn't know this? That's kind of sad.
No way. So I don't get anything. This makes no sense. He can't do this to me. You're the one he divorced. He left you for me. But you're getting all his money?
Why wouldn't it make sense? I have a son with him. And not only his estate, I also get the $1 million that his mother will leave us. She drafted a will saying that our son will inherit all of her estate when she eventually passes. Our son is her only grandchild. And she absolutely adores him. It's only natural that she wants my son to have the best life possible. She's constantly giving us money to help support us. She still sees my son every other day. They have such a special bond.
No way. I can't believe this.
I kicked you out of your home and took everything from you. But you were receiving all that money this whole time? And now you're taking more money? What's supposed to be mine? From me? This can't be happening. I have the right to that money. At least give me half. That's cute. It's not gonna happen. Now, get lost forever, homewrecker. You were a piece of human trash when you came into my life 6 years ago, and not a single thing has changed. That's all you are, and all you'll ever be. How does it feel that your name isn't mentioned once on my husband's will? Now that he's passed away, we definitely wouldn't have any reason to talk to each other. I'm giving you 3 days to pack your stuff and get the hell out of my house. And if you don't, I'll call the police for trespassing. Now get lost! After that, Stacy was kicked out of the house without a cent to her name. And even though I had fond memories of my marriage in that house at one point, the thought of my ex-husband and his mistress having lived here, the pain they caused were enough for me to eventually sell the house. Meanwhile, my son is thriving, getting all the love he deserves from his grandparents. And I too have found a job that brings me fulfillment. It's the blossoms of spring, the gentle rain on summer nights, and the softness of the winter snow that sometimes reminds me of the person I used to be. Someone who loved someone, unconditionally, faithfully, and without sorrow. I still can't stop thinking about my ex-husband. Although he caused so much pain in our lives that may never fully heal, there is still something in my heart that holds on to the beauty that is love. Maybe it's all the wonderful memories we once shared. The innocent, pure love that we all miss and eventually look forward to. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content.